Homelessness in the Classroom by Chad, Marissa, and Laura. Homelessness defined. A homeless student can be defined as someone who is without a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. It usually means that they do not have a home to live in and/or shelter to live under, but it can also include families who double up or live with a relative or friend because they have fallen on hard times. National facts / statistics of homelessness. Utah has 416,670 people who are food secure and have homes, while they have 3,081 people who experience homelessness. Now, Iowa has 384,830 people who are food secure and have 3,122 who have experienced homelessness. Pennsylvania has 1,760,450 people who are food secure and have homes, and 15,333 who experience homelessness. Virginia has 983,880 people who are food secure and has 9,020 people who have experienced homelessness. North Dakota has 59,320 people who are food secure and have homes, while they have 1,258 experience homelessness. California has 5,401,770 people who are food secure and have 113,592 people who have experienced homelessness. A quick look in this video that shows national statistics and it looked at different demographics of homeless students.
Research has shown that homeless children face a range of challenges to their health, emotional well-being, and safety, and that these challenges can affect their experiences in school. A new analysis in the Condition of Education report explores the latest data on student homelessness in U.S. public schools. The report uses data from the Department of Education's EdFacts collection to describe rates of student homelessness and how they vary across the country. The analysis also describes the characteristics of the homeless student population. During the 2014-15 school year, 2.5% of U.S. public school students were identified as homeless, meaning that they lacked a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. 76% of homeless students were doubled up or sharing housing due to loss of housing, economic hardship, or other reasons, such as domestic violence. 7% were living in hotels or motels, and 14% were living in shelters, transitional housing, or awaiting foster care placement. 3% were unsheltered, for example, those living in cars, parks, and abandoned buildings. 8% of homeless children were also categorized as unaccompanied youth, meaning that they were not in the physical custody of a parent or guardian. This group includes runaway youth, youth who have been separated from their family due to conflict or loss of contact, and youth living with a caretaker who is not their legal guardian. 14% of homeless students were identified as English language learners. By comparison, 9% of all public school students were English language learners. A higher percentage of homeless students are students with disabilities, 17%, compared to 13% of all public school students. In 2014-15, students were enrolled in city districts. To read the full report,
So that video showed all the national statistics and everything about the city, suburb, town, and rural areas of all the homelessness with students and how it all kind of compared to each other. Now we have the local facts / statistics of homelessness. So we all live in Utah, and Utah has one of the lower national rates of homelessness, and that is due to our homeless shelters and alternative housing options. However, this is not just the only reason. There is a lot of support from local communities to help those in need. Homelessness in Utah. Why is there even homelessness in Utah if we have all these? This is due to the fact that sometimes people fall into rough times and can't get on their feet. People will lose everything. This includes their housing, forcing them to live with friends or relatives, and all of that. Government housing is also available, but oftentimes there will be a long wait for openings. There is also the poverty cycle that occurs with families, in which children grow up following in their parents' footsteps. So that's why there's a lot more homelessness in Utah, but not too much to show in the world kind of thing. How a teacher may identify a homeless student. Wendy Ryder. Wendy has ratted hair and does not look like she has showered in a couple days. People are asking questions why she smells the way she does and how come her clothes are dirty. Ronnie Reeder. Ronnie does not look as if he has done any of his homework in days. When asked why, he blatantly states he has nowhere and nothing to do his homework with. Abby Author. Abby looks as if she hasn't eaten in days, and that is concerning for the teachers around her and her fellow classmates. Barry Books. Barry looks like he is doing fine, except he lives under a bridge every night and does not have a family. Possible struggles within the classroom for homelessness. A student might have a hard time focusing because they don't know where they are going to go after school. They come to school hungry, tired, and cranky. They are not able to do homework because of lack of supplies, hunger, or a place to study. They lack basic school supplies, or they lack family academic support. Homeless students, in their own words. This video was created for Education Week, and it actually looks at 2 students from Kansas City and their experience with homelessness. These are just 2 of the voices of millions out there in the world explaining what homelessness is like with students and how it can be cured and or fixed. And that is, again, just 2 of the voices of the 1.3 million homeless students out there in the world. Tips for identifying homeless students and how to begin helping. Do not approach a student in front of the class because this might cause humiliation and shame. You can have a teacher and or other trusted adult talk with the student and ask probing questions. Because of poor hygiene and other characteristics of homelessness, bullying can occur from all of that. Try to minimize this because this will further problems for the homeless student. Appropriate measures should be taken to ensure that the student's family know about their rights and resources for help. How teachers can help. Students who are homeless consider the classroom to be their only safe and stable environment. Many homeless students often have to move multiple times, and they need teachers who are willing to look beyond their physical circumstances and help them be successful in the classroom. Classroom policies and procedures should take into account the student's home situation and make accommodations for these students. Teachers should always be there for help. Top 3 challenges homeless students face out of the classroom. Students who are homeless deal with the most with hunger. Food insecurity is a common consequence of homelessness. Students also have very limited access to health care because their families can't pay for it, which means they are often sick or unable to acquire the proper immunizations. Lastly, these students deal with economic exclusion, which limits their choices to help better their own lives. Possible resources for homeless students. K-12 schools have multiple resources for students who are homeless, including local and school resources. All school districts should have a homelessization who can be called on to help. This help is extended to not only the student, but also families as well. Even the smallest support can have a big impact, not only on the students' academic performance, but on their futures as well. An example of some of the many different resources would be after-school programs. After-school program offers students the ability to catch up academically and build positive mentoring relationships. Another example would be temporary housing for homeless families. When these children have home, they can sleep better at the end of the day, maintain proper hygiene, and also more likely to stay at the same school. Community resources for students/families. There are many federal community resources that are offered from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The first program is the Homelessness Resource Center, which is an interactive learning program to help increase access to help prevent homelessness. Families can also use the DHHS to help locate the nearest health services, which include healthcare for the homeless programs. Lastly, families can locate the nearest runaway and homeless youth program, which can help families and students to help find transitional living or street outreach programs. Utah residents can dial 211. Dialing 211 can allow callers to be connected with the community resources. This can include homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, or even free or reduced medical care. This program is free and is a more Utah-specific online database. This can help a lot of people, homelessness and without medical or living with other people, get on their feet and everything like that. Conclusion. Even though a student might be homeless, teachers can make all the difference in their lives. When teachers are educated to recognize the signs, deal with the situation correctly, and make their classrooms a safe and welcoming environment, that might be all a student needs to be successful in school. There are many local and federal resources available, and even school districts should have their own homelessization. And that is everything. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching our presentation. It means a lot, and hopefully you guys learned something new. Thank you.